Morning all. I'm going to start off with the news of the day video first. I'm also going to thank people for somehow that video went viral yesterday on how I hate all 31 teams. That was just one of those, I'll give this a shot, sure. And it's got a lot of views. So thank you so much for your support and for helping that happen. Now, on to today's news, and then there were 4. So we're down to 4 hub cities. I know. I'm not happy about this either. I just want an announcement. And apparently what's holding it up is CBA talks, and then there's all this other talk. This is one thing I've learned with sports. The longer you go without sports, the more players start talking, and the more contentious things get in the media. So we have Chicago, Edmonton, Toronto, and Vegas. I've got them by the alphabetical order that the teams fall in. So yes, the city of Las Vegas would go ahead of Toronto, but that doesn't necessarily mean Chicago's the front runner. So, we'll see how that goes. But Eric Engels is reporting that a player has told him that about 75% of players do not want to return. And that it's not all financial. There's also sort of a, well, we want to fall in line thing. It's a union thing. Unions can be great for getting you some extra money and some extra benefits, but it can be like a herd mentality where you're like, okay, well, I guess we'll vote yes to this. You know, the union allowed it. Now, on the return to play council, whatever you want to call it, the return to play group, there are players there. So if players within the union feel uninformed, which apparently they do, then there needs to be a way for them to talk to either people from the committee or people who are in direct contact with the committee to pass that along and pass along any concerns they have. And yet, Freddie Anderson's reported as well as saying Austin Matthews, they're good with coming back to play. They're excited to come back to play. So 75% against playing. If you believe coming back to play is a bad idea, you can glom onto that. If you don't believe that number is accurate, then you can say, they're probably blowing it out of proportion. I don't know. I haven't done a poll of the players. I have no idea. I know this. People who are saying we should wait until it's safe, we don't know when that's going to be. We don't have a time. It could be a long, long time. I saw a report yesterday that said the whole vaccine thing everybody's terrified of. The best they feel a vaccine could do is maybe it gives 75% of the people who take it immunity. Now, keep in mind that about 33% of the U.S. has said we're not taking it. So you have 75% of 66% of the population who maybe are immune, and then we've already seen issues where it's possible to get it more than once, so it may become seasonal. When do you come back? So it's an honest question from me, and again, I encourage people do your own research online, and This is something that it may go on for a long time. This may not just go away. So when I see people saying, they should just trash it, just come back in October. Nope. They should just trash it, come back in January. Why are things better in January? We should just wait a year. How do you know that we're not just finding a way to find a new normal in this? Pixel? Hey. It's enough. I'm having problems with Pixel this morning. She's decided that both Shadow and Bear should not exist in this room. Bear just realized she's late for work. She's hearing me talking about this, realizing, hey, there's other cats that might be willing to do this work right now. So, yeah, Eric Engels' report, we can add that to the information we're getting on what's going on, what may happen, how players feel about it, and when they all vote, honestly, they need to vote honestly. They need to be honest with themselves, with their families, and if they feel like they can't play or they don't feel comfortable playing, then don't. We're seeing baseball players come out and say that. This is why I haven't been doing previews. Until we're in training camp, until we're in phase 3, I can't do a preview because I don't want to do a preview now and say, for instance, doing Edmonton, Chicago, just as an example. Oh, Edmonton should be able to win this, and then find out Connor McDavid comes out and says, I'm not playing. Then we go, oh, gee, without Connor McDavid, that changes the whole series. Or conversely, Jonathan Taves comes out and says, I'm not playing. I go, wow, that changes the whole thing. So that's why I haven't done those yet. That's why I'm still holding off. We don't know who's going to play yet. Nick Foligno confirms what I've been saying all along. Players don't tank. I've been seeing this like, oh, now what's stopping a team from just dropping out of the play-in round so they get a shot at the first round, number one draft pick? Players don't want the number one draft pick. They don't. I've never seen a team say, well, this year we're really hoping we get the number one draft pick so he can put one of us out of work. No, players want to win. So players are not going into this with the idea of, well, let's hope we get the number one draft pick. If we lose in the first round, we have a 12% chance of getting the number one draft pick. Yes, but if we win, we still have a better chance of winning the Stanley Cup. Right? So there you go. Because, again, if you believe in your team, you believe in your roster, then you believe you have a better than 12% chance of winning the Stanley Cup. But team's sitting there in the locker room going, all right, boys, what percent chance do we have? 12. All right, you take that 12 out on the ice, and we're the 12%ers. We're going to die. So, yeah, that's not how it works. Players don't tank. General managers may look at the roster and go, wow, that roster stinks. No, we'll go with that for this year. That may happen. But players don't. And even the players on those teams that you may look at on paper and say, wow, that's not good. Those players play their hearts out. Speaking of Columbus Blue Jackets, Texier is off the IR. So they continue to get healthier. And there's more and more players who are available to them for if/when we get hockey back on the ice. Mikko Rantanen should be good to go as well. He was seen practicing with the team yesterday. So that's good news for Colorado. Looks like it's going to be a full house, and it's going to be everybody good to go. Everything sounds like it's pretty solid. Now, not on the board is the fact that Carolina's basically confirmed that Pesce may not be good to go. That's huge for Carolina if they don't have Pesce on that blue line. Pesce, and I know they shored up their blue line at the deadline, but boy, without Pesce, that does make a big difference. I also wanted to point out something I found in my Facebook memories feed, that 7 years ago, I hated the Corey Schneider for Bo Horvat trade. I hated it. Because at the time, it was like, all right, Schneider's going to be our starter, and then Luongo's going to get traded. And then Schneider got traded, and it's like, wait, what? Now they have to go and try to get Luongo convinced that he needs to stay. This is ridiculous. And at the time, yeah, Bo Horvat, not a lot of excitement about him. But I was really excited about Shinkaruk dropping to Vancouver. I really believed that Shinkaruk was going to be a solid addition. So with Shinkaruk and Horvat, I was honestly more excited at the time about Hunter Shinkaruk. Yep. And as a Stars fan, I was kind of excited about them taking Nichushkin as well. Felt he could be a steal. Didn't work out that way. He's now with Colorado, and I wish him the best. He's actually had a good year for Colorado. Just didn't work out in Dallas. And, of course, it's Canada Day here tomorrow, and it's not looking much like summer here right now. It's raining where I am. And chilly as well. I've actually got the window open a crack. I probably shouldn't. I should probably close that up. But it's fine. And what they're doing here is they're going to do virtual fireworks. So, question we'd had was, so we're not going to have fireworks. And you can't, because, again, locally, there's a restriction on having large gatherings. And what could draw a large gathering more than fireworks up in the sky? So, normally we have a big local gathering for Canada Day, but tomorrow it's basically you take your phone and point it at the sky and it'll look like fireworks. And yeah, it's a very Canadian thing. I heard that and I thought, yeah, that's Canada, all right. And there's other little arts and crafts projects that could be done by kids for Canada Day. But tomorrow, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for Canada Day. Apparently, it'll have to be indoors because the weather's not agreeing right now with things. And it may not tomorrow as well. If there's a day where I might just take the live stream outside, tomorrow might end up being it. Not going to say for sure whether I do or I don't, but it's possible. And of course, it's Wednesday, so normally we have the live stream for the NHL 20 series. Anyways, we didn't do that on Saturday, of course, because of the live stream. The live stream on Saturday was it was crazy. Or on Friday, that preempted the Saturday one because of the draft lottery. You get your days mixed up when your every day feels kind of the same, so it's understandable that the days get kind of mixed up. But as we get ready for July 1st, I did want to give some thanks. So I want to give thanks to patrons who've been helping out this month to the following. And I apologize for any of these that I butcher. A-Dog, D-A-W-G as well, which is the proper way of spelling dog, right? Stephen Piwowar or Piwowar, William Dadley, Brian and Sandy Bellick, Dan Snyder, Dalton Williams, Clue Luke, Klue as well, Matt Dariano, Casey McIntyre, Jamison Sanders, Philippe Martin, Eric Nordquist, Cody Beacon, Beekman, I should say. I don't know why I would botch on that one because he's been providing for a long time on Patreon. Forrest Dagg, Jet Reeser, Fabio Tintinaglia, Chrono Journer, Ola Albertson, William I. Wells, Joseph Wunderlich, Kevin Kearney, Anthony Garcia, Corey, Vivian Harmat, Zemerid, Kirkland Zielinski, Venom 129, 2 Cents Rugby, Heath Dewson, and Seth Douglas. So they all give it the $9 level on Patreon, and it is a small portion of the nice community we have on Patreon, which provides some peace of mind during these uncertain economic times and all of that. But hey, thank you guys so much for all your support along the way. We'll see. And again, if 75% of NHLers don't want to come back, then vote no. When the vote comes up, vote no. That's my honest opinion. If you don't feel safe, say no. I've said that with any union I've worked with, and I'm saying it here as well. If you don't feel safe about a condition, you don't feel safe about your working conditions, say something, speak up, and don't be worried about how that's going to be perceived by anybody else. Vote your own conscience, vote for yourself, and collectively we'll see how that vote turns out. And we may have an announcement soon, but again, the fact that today all we're announcing is that LA's out, it could be a while. But hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. Do hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video, and I will talk to you again soon.